I apologize. I'm probably gonna have to be coming back and forth. I think I'll start out here because so I can admit people.
Sure, no problem.
Ken, I've got your PDF pulled up. So
Okay, great. Well, it is 6 o'clock or a reasonable facsimile thereof, so I'll call this meeting to order. It is Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. And let's see, present, we've got Matthew, we've got Jennifer, we have Ian, we have Jeff, Rachel, and Chuck and I. So we're missing Brent, and David is possibly going to be joining us via Zoom, but he's in Toronto and the situation is complicated. And let's see, am I missing anyone?
Looks like Brent might be online.
Oh, is Brent online? Oh, okay, Brent, you're there. Sorry, I missed you. So Brent is present online. Kate is online. So is there anyone in the room who'd like to introduce themselves before we begin the meeting?
Yeah, I'm Brett Davis with the Public Services General Manager for Benton, Oregon.
Okay, that's Brett Davis for Public Services.
Julie Jackson, also with Public Services.
And Julie Jackson, also with Public Services.
Brent Lurch.
Okay, Brett Lurch, is that right?
Yeah.
Is there anyone online who would like to just say hi? Hearing none, we will proceed. Okay, so I'm making a change to the agenda, reordering things kind of based on priority and other factors. So the first factor is I've asked Kate Harris to join us, and I see that she's online for a discussion of landfill fire safety. Her availability is really limited, so we will schedule that presentation first based on that. So let's go ahead and proceed with the discussion about fire safety at the landfill.
And Brett's going to be presenting on that.
Bailey, can you check with Kate Harris via chat to make sure that she's okay? How long is the presentation, do you think?
It's, you know, in all honesty, Ken, it's just a 2-page thing that I'm going to read that goes over everything from training, operations, how we handle fires, how we work with emergency response. So basically our current protocol.
Okay,
So it's brief.
thank you.
Yep.
So brief as in 10 minutes?
It won't take me that. It'll take me 3 minutes to read this and then.
Or you can just summarize without reading them.
Yeah, I can. I mean, is that what you'd like? Is just a summary?
Probably, I think we're.
Yeah.
That'd be fine, since we have
Good
a,
about reading.
Okay.
and this is going to go into the record, right? Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah, so everybody's got a copy, I've got extra copies here if anybody needs anything. I mean, in summary, you know, obviously we take safety at the landfill very seriously. First and foremost, how we handle and deal with fires is with our people. They're our best asset. So we provide annual training for all of our people as far as best practices for putting out fires at the working phase. We have annual training for fire prevention. We have a place at the landfill that is for hot loads. So if we see, or if a customer thinks that they have something hot in their truck, we've got a place that's encompassed by dirt that they could dump, and then we smother the loads with dirt. We also have a 4,000 gallon water truck on site. So a lot of it is prevent. You know, we look to prevent them at first, and then the second part would be how to respond to them. So we've got great relationship with the Dare Fire Department. They've got 24/7 access to all of our properties, including Coffin View, PRC, and the PNGC gas plant. And so they've got keys to all of our gates. All of our gates and operations are properly marked for after-hour emergency response if needed. And we've also got a report that we did with SCS Engineering as part of our CUP that actually did a risk assessment where they presented that the operations at Coffin View present do not represent a significant fire risk. So, you know, in summary, I know that, you know, we've had some fires, and I know that the one that always comes up is back in 1999. That was 10 years before Republic Services owned the landfill. I can't speak to what their protocol was at the time, but we do some things currently that help control the spread and the size. For example, we try to keep the working face to less than about 3/4 of an acre in size. We cover the working face daily with dirt, and the intent of that is that if there is something hot, that the dirt will smother and smolder the fire, help control it. And we maintain dirt and water trucks on site so that if there is any kind of an issue, it's there available to us. So again, there's more detail in this.
Sure.
And I do want to acknowledge that I heard your question about technology and how come we don't use technology at the working face for monitoring. So I did take it upon myself to talk with some experts in our area that run landfills from everywhere from Washington to Colorado. And the biggest issue that we have is that a lot of that technology requires permanent power and internet to be able to send notifications. And so with the constant working face, it's very difficult to have something like that in place at a landfill. So we're not saying that it's not possible or that we would never do it, but we just need to be able to continue to see if there's technology that might support something like that without the use of permanent power or internet service. So those are kind of some of the challenges.
Okay, great.
That's a good question.
Questions? Yeah.
Brett, do any other landfills do something like that you talk to? Have a monitoring site on the face or near the face at least?
No, and that's what I asked. You know, we've got some landfill managers that have been in the business for 30+ years, you know, with the company. And so I called those kinds of people because I've only been with the company for 8 years and I've only really been managing the landfill for 2. So I wanted to make sure I reached out. And mostly, so for example, like I'm on the board at Marion County Resource Recovery Facility, and they are in the process of putting in like a fire rover. But that's in a smaller area that's stationary. So it's much different as you know, the working face is constantly moving. And the feedback I got was that with the conditions, ever-changing working face, lack of power, and lack of internet, it's very difficult to get those things to be able to monitor and send a notification. So,
Can you just say a little bit more about what a rover actually entails?
I don't know a lot about it. From what I understand, it's basically a monitoring system that detects hotspots and gives notifications so that they can come and respond. So it's basically a monitoring system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like an aerial system of some kind or what?
I need to get more
Yeah, I wonder
information.
about that.
Yeah, I need to get more
That's
information. I didn't research it a whole lot because I brought those kinds of things up to the people that I trust that have a lot more experience than I do, and they just said, yeah, it just isn't feasible. But again, I mean, we're open to suggestions. We're open to future technology and looking at opportunities to improve.
Are there more questions? Yeah, Chuck.
Just one quick question. I know sometimes the internet's always go down and stuff like that, but have you seen any with UH radios just to give a broadcast alert?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I did just a brief amount of investigation, and it was more like asking the landfill managers that I'm familiar with what they do for notification. Republic's Services has a variety of landfills across the country. Some of them are open 24/7. So that allows people to be on site all the time, monitoring. We're Coffin Butte, we're not there after basically 6 o'clock until, I don't know, 4:35 in the morning. So there is a period of time where there's nobody there. But a lot of our larger landfills have people on site 24 hours a day, which helps.
Other questions?
Just one, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the maintenance of vegetation around the PNGC facility is now part of your SOP.
Yeah, I mean, it always has been. If you look in this summary that I put together, I forgot to mention in the summary, there was also that fire, we had a couple of fires earlier this year, one in July that was near the burner, near the flames. And, we don't know for sure if it was caused by the burner or not, but since then, we've decommissioned both of those candlestick torches and we've got an enclosed burner now. So it would be, I can't say impossible, but it would be next to impossible to have anything blow in there and get burned. The flame is probably about 5 feet off the ground, a bunch above some louvers that allow the air to come in. And the stack itself is probably 20 feet tall.
No, it's just over 40 feet tall.
Oh, is it 40 feet tall? It looks much smaller from a distance, I guess. So it's fully enclosed. There's no open flame to allow, for example, if I had to hypothesize, that field around there is farmed. So possibly what happened was the grass was raked into rows. It was a windy day. Maybe something blew up into that open flame. We don't know, but that's almost impossible to happen in this situation now. So that's been remedied. So I don't know if that answers your question.
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
Chuck, go
other
ahead.
question. The preponderance of fires are really like vegetation. You don't, my question is, on the Washington side, they ship by trains all the time.
Mhm.
So most of it is just vegetation fires. You don't have any chemical fires or friction fires, and I guess friction. I don't know if friction even works in the solid waste stuff. So you don't have any fires in the solid waste, do you? Or-
Yeah.
When we have fires in the solid waste at the landfill, it's usually from a hot load where somebody put something hot in it. For example, the fire that happened, I think maybe a month before the one in July where we did have a fire at the working phase, we did determine that it came from the public area. So below the working phase, we have a place where the public comes and dumps into dumpsters. And even though we have it staffed, we don't sit there and monitor every single thing somebody puts in there. So somebody must have put in like briquettes from a barbecue or something that was hot. They didn't know. We see it all the time in our trucks as well, just so you know, where like around 4th of July, people get fireworks from the street and they think, oh, well, they're done. And they put them in their garbage can and then they go in our garbage truck. And then we come in, we have to dump out the load in our lot or at random places, and then we have to call the fire department to help put them out. So it's typically from something hot in the load. I've never seen a fire in my 8 years with the company that was started from a piece of equipment or friction or something like that. It's typically something in the trash.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, pause for a moment. I just want to do a check here, a technical check. Can the people online hear us? So you can respond in the chat. And Kate Harris, if you want to log in, turn your camera on and that sort of thing, that would be great too. Oh, and you're muted. Your chair has been neglectful and skipped right over the public comment period of being reminded in the chat. So we'll get to that after this report. Do we have people acknowledging Bailey? I have a hard time.
Yes, Kate.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I want to get to Kate and she has some input as well, because she approaches this from the other side of the fire equation. I mean, this is Kate Harris, so this is,
I don't know who Kate Harris is.
well, the Adair Fire Chief is Erin Harris.
Oh,
So this is her wife. We would have Aaron, except that he's out fighting fires. So Kate wanted to make some comments.
Hear me.
Yes.
So I will give some comments first, and then some prepared comments, and then respond to the emergency plan. Thank you for having me tonight. And we've discussed already the 2 fires that were started on Republic-owned property during this summer, and in numerous places in the recent application and in other documents, that Republic has assured us that they take quick action to identify threats to safety and that they act rapidly to prevent catastrophe. But this is not what we have experienced in reality. With these 2 fires, they were both after hours. So although we have been assured that people are our best asset with annual training, we know that in both of these cases that they were after hours and reported by motorists on 99. And another question that I would have is that if the landfill were screened properly per previous CUPs and not visible from 99, how much longer would we have waited to be notified of these fires due to motorists driving down 99? The potential options for determining that there are fires on site would be to have somebody there 24/7. And there are other, I imagine, other potential technologies just with normal residential style cameras that could probably be worked off of a cell phone hotspot and ported into a monitored computer screen and utilize battery powered. So I do think there are some other technologies that are probably much more basic than a fire rover that would be able to identify fires and smoke present during after hours, or maybe it needs to be like many industrial complex locations that have 24-hour security that would be specifically watching for these after hours fires that we've discussed. So we have now solved the problem with the open stacks that had been going, but per the SES engineering risk assessment that was discussed in the CUP, that surface fires at the landfill working face are quite common. The key is to quickly identify and extinguish working face fires to prevent expansion. Quick reaction ensures minimal risk. We've discussed how that was, although it's discussed in the fire risk assessment to identify them quickly, there has been nothing put in place to identify them after hours. In the KLCC article published about a month ago, Republic again assured us that we have robust monitoring and emergency management systems in place to protect employees, the community, and the environment in the event of the fire. That system worked as designed. But in that case, again, a motorist driving down 99 was the one to identify. So we've seen in several places that they discuss these monitoring systems and trying to catch things early, but that is not what we are seeing in reality. Again, quoted from this SES engineering risk assessment, site operators believe that there may have been an ember from the flare that ignited grass. The landfill has since taken precaution for maintaining significant gravel covered buffer between the flare and grassy area with no chance of ignition. With this improvement, it is believed that a repeat of the fire starting in this manner cannot occur. That was written and published in November of 23 based on a previous fire prior to the one that happened this summer. So the improvements that have been made prior were stated by this engineer in their risk assessment that another one could not occur, which is not what we saw happen. So the discussion being, we have been assured many times, not only by Republic themselves, but also by this engineer, that what they have in place is adequate, and we've seen that not to be true. So I would pose the question if there may be a chance to have a third party not paid for by Republic to do an assessment, so we can get an unbiased view of what the actual existing risks still are versus what a purchased risk assessment is provided by Republic. And the last piece is that in that same risk assessment discussed that no wildfires, I've got the quote here somewhere, here it is, this same November 2023. The risk is low for wildfires starting off-site to come on-site, and there is no history of wildfires in the area of the landfill. That was in November of 23. Last July of 23, there was a wildfire directly west of the landfill, just across Wiles Road in a residence field. And so this statement again, that no history of wildfire in the area of landfill is again false. So we just see this pattern of assertions and promises and saying that we are doing what we can, not being what we're experiencing in reality. So it would be behoove all of us to make sure that what is being stated and what is being provided in these reports is accurate. That's what I have prepared, and I'm available to answer any questions.
That's great. Thank you, Kate. So let's see, at this moment, I'd also like to read, if I can. It's one that I received from someone at the farmer's market last Saturday. So this is a letter he forwarded me, which had been sent to Chief Harris. So the letter goes, my name is Rick Kipper. My siblings and I own 44 acres just north of Adair Village, west of US 99 on what has historically been called Tampico Ridge. You may have observed a new gate that we constructed last year with a Tampico Ridge sign.
My neighbor.
And he goes on to tell the fire chief about a road that he's constructed that maybe would be used during firefighting. Bob Kippers continues, I'm reaching out to you today because of our concern with a potential expansion of the landfill across the fire break that is Coffin Butte Road. They seem to have quite a few fires at the landfill these days. If new landfill operations are created across Coffin Butte Road, there's a very real possibility of a fire running up the north slope of the ridge into our property and beyond. In a wind event, embers could easily rain down on Adair Village homes directly. Dry season heat domes with accompanying winds out of the north are becoming far too common. And then he goes on to organize a tour with the fire chief to acquaint him with that property. So, Brad, what we heard is that, your best asset is your people, but the people, as we know, aren't always there. You also mentioned having dirt cover for the landfill. I've been looking over the landfill on Sundays a couple of times, and I have to say that 100% of the time that I've been there, the garbage face is not covered with dirt, it's covered with tarps.
Yeah, from time to time, we do use tarps.
Okay.
That is correct.
Right. So, I think maybe some more answers, or, it kind of seems like perhaps the fire danger is actually increasing, but yet nothing has been done really to kind of ramp up for that eventuality. I mean, that's kind of the situation we're looking at.
And I'll have to respectfully disagree. I think that over the years, our protocol and standards of keeping the working face reduced, having dirt on site, having water on site, our response time, you could even see on the one that the Adair Village Fire Department responded to, we were there in 12 minutes, the fire was already out. And the fact that we have never had a fire leave the site, it's always been contained to the working face. So I'll just respectfully disagree that the risk is increasing.
Well, one of the risks that, as we've acknowledged, is that a fire would start someplace else and then come to the landfill. And that might happen if it were doing a wind event. That might happen at a large scale.
Sure, that's possible anywhere. That's not gonna change even with all the timberland that's all around the landfill or anywhere else in Western Oregon. But how are you pointing the finger at the landfill that the landfill's creating the risk? The landfill's not creating the risk. The landfill's covered, and we're minimizing the working face, the exposed material that can catch on fire.
Well, I don't want to get into a long debate, but certainly as someone who lives in that area, I have been very conscious, and so have all of my neighbors, at an increasing risk of wildfire. And so we have taken a lot more precautions lately. We've done a lot of fuel reduction. We've really responded to that increasing risk. And so I'm asking you if you have responded in some way to the increasing risk of wildfire or fires at the landfill due to climate change, drier conditions, wind events, et cetera.
I'll have to look into it to see if we've done anything over the years to account for those types of things.
Okay.
You know, I know that we try to keep the grass in the buffer areas mowed and cut down during the summertime so that we don't have tall grasses around. You know, we have standards for our landfills, you know, to be clean of brush and debris, those kinds of things. But I don't know that I can answer your question as far as climate change or global warming, or if you're trying to suggest that those types of things have increased the risk of fires at the landfill. That's what it feels like you're asking, and I guess I need some time to respond to that.
I'm just, yeah, Jeff.
So
please go ahead.
one of the things I'm curious about is you have that stand in Douglas Fir that was planted about probably 30 years ago now. That's grossly overstocked, and I believe somewhere I saw a recommendation that it be thinned. Are there plans to do that?
I don't have an answer to that.
Because it's your land, I
Sure.
believe. Yeah, okay. I mean, but, okay, I'm on the other side of that stand.
Yeah.
So I'm deeply concerned about that because it's very poorly managed.
Okay.
And really needs some work. And I think I'm the closest neighbor right now in the room.
David is, also.
He's next to me.
But yeah. So, and he's the one who really brought this to the committee's attention. So, you mentioned in your presentation the 1999 fire. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
I wasn't working for Republic when that happened, so I don't know the details. If you want more details, we can get that. I believe a lot of that was covered in the Benton County Talks Trash.
Yeah, there was like old DSAC notes from that era that is basically the only information we have.
So a 2-sentence summary of
I
what it was for our listening audience?
don't recall what the cause was, a load that came out of a tipper or something hot that came out of it.
It was in your landfill, not outside or anything. Yeah, it was definitely hot.
Yeah, it was something that came in on a load, and at that time, Brett's talking about how we keep the working face very small. At that time, instead of like 3/4 of an acre, it was acres and acres, like 10, 20 acres that wasn't covered, because they did operate 24 hours back then. So they did have waste coming in overnight, and so it was a much, much larger area that was uncovered. But beyond that, I mean, it's pretty sparse record from that far back.
What I'm really looking for is just a 2-sentence summary for someone who has no idea what the 1999 fire is.
So it was a fairly large fire that happened in, Jeff probably knows more than I do.
I mean, it was spectacular to watch.
In
We came down the hill.
1990
Yeah.
something, 4 or 2, or I don't remember.
There have been other fires over the years, but most of the biggest things were in there that shouldn't have been.
I mean, as I recall from BCTT, I mean, it was a national news sort of fire.
Yeah, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
about that. I mean, I was in high school at the time. I don't remember it coming up, so I don't know.
I confess I don't remember seeing it on the news myself. But
So I don't know how national it really was. I don't remember anything about it.
that was a discussion at the Benton County Talks Trash.
Yeah,
That's what I took away.
yeah, the landfill was operated very differently at that point, so.
There are members in the community that were in the fire department at the time that could speak to that if you wanted to follow up with it.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. Yeah, we've had presentations about the people who were fighting it and walking on ballooning methane tarps. So it is a different thing, is what I heard from those firefighters.
Yeah, it's a totally different era and
Okay.
not really comparable today.
So are there any other questions for the presenters? I'm sorry that David is not here, not able to be here. did you have any further comments?
No.
Kate, did you have anything more?
My one, I guess, additional comment would be that my understanding of the recent face fire was that it was at the base of the tippers and it involved hydraulic lines for the two hydraulic lifters. And the discussion was that it was trash that gets compacted into areas just during the normal daily operations. So I don't know if there are pictures from that, if the committee would want any more details on that, but my understanding is it happened right at the base of the tippers and that's why they were damaged. And involved the hydraulic line. So I wasn't sure how that compared to the public dumping sites. I don't know how the trash from the public, where it ends up and how it gets in there. But perhaps there are some pictures. And I imagine there was an investigation to discuss the safety situation around that. And a follow-up report, I imagine, would have been done after an accident like that.
So the full details of the situation, as I know it, is that at the end of the day, the operators from the public area, we have like 53-foot trailers, and they brought one of the trailers up to dump it. So it went on to the tipper and it dumped into the working phase. And as the operators were spreading and compacting the material, they did notice a hot spot. So they took and pushed the material off to the side and covered it with dirt and extinguished the small hot spot but what they didn't see was that they didn't get it all, and there was a little bit underneath the tip area. So that's what caused the fire near the tipper, was that it reignited underneath the tipper and then it burnt up into the hydraulic lines, which damaged the tipper. So they thought they had it out. It was at the end of the day, they left. And then shortly after they left, that's why we were there so quickly, is because we had just left. And then we got notified and came right back and helped with the situation. So that's what had happened.
Okay. Thank you for bringing all of your Republic people. Thanks for bringing this report to us today, and for the information about it. I should have started out that way. Sorry. Yeah.
So when we do work in the forest, we have to leave a watchman for a period of time after we're done for the day.
That's correct. We do that with like hot work permits.
Okay.
So we do have hot work permits at the landfill. So anytime we're doing torch cutting, welding, or anything like that, we do have a hot work permit where there has to be a spotter, and we do that for like the 2-hour period. I used to work in the woods as well. I actually asked about that and was happy to hear that we do have hot work permits. So that was part, it's actually spelled out in the summary as well. So yes, we do that, but we don't do that for the end of the day operations. Not to say that we couldn't entertain
I was
it.
just saying, it's something to consider.
Yeah. So.
One question that I had was, how many fires are there? You've talked about your response on site, and so those are things essentially that we never, the fire department never gets alerted to or whatever.
Yeah.
So how many fires are we talking about?
I don't know that answer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I'd have to ask our operations manager, but I don't have that answer. Just like I could tell you, like with our trucks, we usually get maybe 1 or 2 hot loads a year where our drivers call us, and we have a standard protocol on how they address that. A lot of times it's, they pack their truck as tight as they can get it. They close the roof on the truck so that there's no air in. And then we try to get them to our hauling division where we have a concrete wash rack where they can eject the load, and we've got water hoses and call the fire department. So it happens a couple times a year, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a number because I don't know the number, but I don't think it's very often. We're being transparent and telling you, the ones that I'm aware of. The only ones that I'm aware of are the ones that everybody seems to know about, the one down at the power plant and the one at the working phase. Those are the only 2 that I'm aware of. But we can get more detail to see how often it happens. So.
I think the public would appreciate that.
Okay.
To get a better number for that. So the two that you just talked to, those were the two where the fire department,
Yeah,
where fire
correct.
services were alerted.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Chair, there's a comment in the chat that would be helpful for the group to read.
From the one from Ginger, you mean? Yeah, she's just talking about the 1999 fire covered by the Associated Press, burned for 24 hours, caused by a hot load. And yes, the smaller working face is the main reaction to try to limit that possibility. Okay, thank you, Ginger. All right, so committee, we have received our information. So thank you, Kate. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Republic.
Chair, excuse me again.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Kevin would like to provide some community input.
Yes, as soon as we finish up with this, I'm going to get to Kevin, if you can let him know. Well, I guess, Kevin, I'll get to you. Thanks for bugging me. Are there follow-up actions that we would like to take? Do we have any discussion here?
So I would ask for, Brett, if you could summarize kind of the questions we've asked and provide more details, that'd be helpful.
Okay.
So action items that we can contemplate are, one, we can indeed make a sort of report to the Board of Commissioners about our findings. We can certainly ask for a follow-up. We kind of have about some information about, but I'm also open to other ideas as to what actions, if any, we want to take with the information that we've received. And this subject is probably going to come up again because David isn't here. But I think he had some action ideas, which I'm not privy to.
Well, it was good clarification to understand there's not chemical fires, and the minimum amount of any fires is not in the solid waste transfers unless somebody is delinquent and put something of ignition in there. So that's relevant not only here, but at Lebanon and everybody else that's carrying solid waste. So there's a minimum amount that I'm saying that goes through the educational process to the communities, but not to put into that. That has more relevance there, I believe, and so forth. It started with me when my kids were in junior high, and I'll just tell a story. I threw something in the wrong bin, and I thought I committed a cardinal sin, but believe me, little girls conditioned my response real good. So I'm just saying that's it. So now I went to a barbecue with gas instead of charcoal and stuff. So, but I appreciate that. It's just, I was always concerned, solid waste fires versus external fires, if you will.
I think the issue raised earlier about defensible space and climate change is bringing issues to our doorstep that we don't want. However, we see the need for that. I think I'm not an immediate adjacent, but I think everyone's awareness of fire hazards is going up, the need to have defensible space. So I'm hearing, there's an example, I think you brought it up, that there is property. I know OSU is also very close right there. We're kind of all connected. I am not sure, does anyone happen to know, is OSU undertaking a major thing to minimize the fire risk?
They're always undertaking things. I mean.
Well, for that reason versus revenue generation. But I'm one, because we're like all neighbors next to each other, OSU comes very close. Apparently you're very close. I don't think it's unreasonable for everybody's attention to come to that issue and act as neighbors. And we just happen to have an entity as a neighbor. But thinning a tree stand adjacent seems like a reasonable thing to discuss.
Is it thinning? Because I know for Forest Service, it's the underbrush that causes.
I'm not sure what the right term
This
is.
is a dog hair stand. It's way overgrown. It needs
I'll
to be
just
thinned.
say it's everyone is on high alert.
Yes.
especially if you live in a forested area, whether you're
Yeah.
adjacent landfill or not. And so we hope that any entity is taking appropriate steps.
And our neighbors.
And you didn't ask for it, but it's a reality that we deal with.
When we're not opposed to thinning or those type of measures, I mean, it's something we're definitely open for discussion.
Hmm.
We're also sensitive to removing trees and removing screening, so it's a balance.
Well, this doesn't really screen your land.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's just something we have to balance
Oh, no,
out.
I understand, but that risk of fire there is probably pretty extreme. And if it came across past the burn, the PNGC site, it'd run up that hill in no time. With the right,
Yeah.
wind. With an east wind, it would run the whole hill.
Yeah, Rachel.
I just want to step back for a second. Like, what is our kind of plan when we do something like this? Are we just kind of like presenting a summary of things that we've discussed to the board after every meeting? Or is there something driving this particular topic and
Well-
recommendations to the board on this particular item?
It was driven by David bringing that forward as a agenda item for us.
I see.
But also because there's been quite a bit of comment about this issue to the Board of Commissioners in, when DSAC was not in operation, et cetera. And there's a lot of concern in the community because there have been 2 fires, that were reported by people, by passersby, and that required a fire response, team. I mean, I think it's 3 different districts to get the alert, in a place like that. And so, and we saw, I mean, when Brett was talking about this particular situation, a hot load comes in, it's supposedly out, but it actually isn't. It's at the end of the day. It's not covered over with dirt, and so now it's in the equipment.
Okay, yeah, I guess I was just wondering, like, what, just as kind of like an operating procedure, like what we're anticipating that we're going to do as far as communication with the board goes with things like this. So are you doing
Right.
like a 1-pager of like all the issues we discussed, or something more along the lines of recommendations, or what are you thinking?
Well, so it's up for the committee really, and it is hard to decide what you're going to do until you've actually heard the information.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to decide that right now. I just wondered if there was going to be some discussion. I'm happy to move on if we're kind of ready to do that. But I know that we're all kind of new, including me. This is my first ever, in-person meeting.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking because it kind of guides our questions, right? Like if we're just presenting the board with a list of items that we discussed, then we don't have to ask any more questions of the public on this issue, at least for now. But if we're going to be issuing recommendations, we might have to dive deeper over successive meetings and ask for more clarification. So knowing what it is that we're hoping to present to the board would be helpful.
Right.
I guess having been involved with DSAC for too long, the purpose of having Ian on this committee is so that we can interact back and forth and come to our information sharing and recommendations. So my thinking is we would collect as much information, we would bug Brett for more and come up with plans that we would at least give to the board to look at, is my thinking, and then you can correct me.
Yeah, I mean, historically, it was a lot of just information gathering and sharing. I don't know that there was formal reports for every,
Yeah,
you would get really bogged down
Yeah.
trying to prepare the reports, and you'd spend multiple meetings on every report, and
Yep.
you would never stay caught up.
But the commissioners do read,
Yeah.
and they come sometimes. They're interested in what goes on here.
So I'm not familiar with the stand of trees that's been spoken about here. So I hear this discussion about, okay, you have a property owner, you have landfill operations, and you have a stand of trees, and the stand of trees obviously isn't landfill space. And so you inherited the stand of trees that was probably planted, and is this stand like enforced land deferral, tax deferral? What was the purpose?
I'm not sure.
It
what-
was planted by the landfill.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know those.
Right. So
I watched them plant.
I guess, the
Move around.
the curiosity gets me, okay, you own the stand of trees. What was the intent? Was the intent to be an enforced land management? And what is the company?
Way back, I don't
At the
know. I mean, that would have been long before.
Almost the whole hillside
Right.
got planted and the hills to the north and
Right.
south were planted. The private owner planted theirs at the same time because there were tax incentives to do so.
Sure.
And I'm
Got
sure
it.
that's why the landfill did it, because
Yeah,
it
that
was a
could
way
be, I
to
don't-
generate some income.
And so,
But
and
it
they,
just hasn't been managed.
all right, so comment on that, we, myself and family, we have rural property in other parts of Oregon. And I look at my neighbors that own the adjacent 80 acres in the place in Oregon. And there's two approaches when you have a fire risk. You try to mitigate the risk by they take the fuels and things off their property. And then some will deal with the risk. Like I have a neighbor that has a 5,000 or 10,000 gallon water tank on his property. And so, there's just looking at that, when I look at the landfill and I look at, in my, knowledge of fire behavior and things like that, you can have a fire in a pile of trash and, there's potential of it, of propagating, getting big. It sounds like Republic Services minimizes that risk. And then you talk about another subject is there's this standard trees on property that Republic owns through the acquisition, whatever acquisition you got them. And so as far as the scope creep, we're talking about landfill operations, yet you own timberland investment property. Should that even be in the discussion is a neighbor? I mean, we're talking about the landfill, not managed forest lands that you also own.
Yeah, and we also have farmland that we lease to a farmer that they manage.
Right,
So
so maybe my request is that how about we understand where their scope is and not have scope creep? That sounds like a different subject you take up with the fire marshal and, the mitigation, whatever Benton County fire mitigation. If you have a neighbor that's not maintaining their lands, that has a lot of fuel, that seems like a separate discussion.
But if it's part of the fire plan, if part of the process of doing fire planning from the landfill is affected by the risk of fire immediately adjacent to the PNGC, that's a big issue. And it should be part of the management system, just like mowing the grass and doing the other pieces.
I mean,
That was my point.
There's a farm field.
There's a field between it, but it wouldn't
Between
take long to go through.
Well, I think the letter talked about the fact that if we're talking about a landfill expansion across the road, now we're getting really close to that standard trees with operations.
But is landfill expansion in our scope of this meeting?
Well, it's gonna come back, I assume.
Okay, I just want to make sure we stay within scope.
Yeah, I thought it was a different committee.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I defer to
I
Bailey.
think we've beaten the horse
All right.
far enough down.
Yeah, so to kind of answer Rachel's question about what to do, it seems to me like what we should do is revisit the subject when David is here. The action item that I heard is to actually put together a report, because there definitely is information here, I think, which is of interest to the Board of Commissioners. And so that is something where we can put together a task force. Again, when David is here, he may be willing to lead that, to make a report on what we've heard. So are we good with taking that away as, to conclude this particular segment? Again, thank you to the presenters and everyone for this discussion. So, Kevin, thank you very much for waiting. We'll take the public input portion of the agenda now. And I don't know if there's someone else besides Kevin who has got a comment. Anyone else online? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Kevin Kanaga. I live in Salt Creek Valley. And I have two comments. My first comment is on the lack of notification by Benton County government and staff of this DSAC meeting. I wouldn't know about this meeting if I hadn't emailed the chair and asked them what's happening. I heard there was supposed to be a meeting in early September. I want to point out that these meetings are, according to your bylaws, Article 2, Function Number 2, providing a forum for community comments, questions, and concerns about the regional disposal site and promoting a dialogue between the community in which regional disposal site is located. That can't happen if the community isn't notified of the meeting. The Benton County has an email of all, they can, send out notices about ribbon cuttings or whatever they want, but it's not fair to you as the DSAC committee to not have the public notified. You can't do your volunteer job without the community input and the dialogue created between the operator and the community. So not knowing what Benton County government and or staff was thinking when they didn't send out a notification or what they're going to do in the future, I would ask you as a committee to make a motion that the Benton County government and staff notify the community of future meetings. It used to be these meetings were on a regular basis, every month on the same weekday of the month, third Wednesday or whatever they were. But now when it's just, sporadic, it's unfair to the community. That's my first comment. My second comment is directed at something Ian McNabb had to say at the last meeting. I was trying to get on to the recording of that meeting so that I could present it. And at that meeting, Ian, I believe you stated that polyethylene is the liner that you use in the landfill is not plastic. And I found that disturbing. It's like misinformation to this committee. I think that the committee has to get accurate information. And everything I've looked up, all the information I can find tells me that the liner that you're using is in fact plastic. It's plastic. So Ian, if you could speak to that now, or if you have to do some research or go back and hear what you had to say, I'd appreciate you correcting or explaining to the committee what you meant by that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
So the liners at Coffin View, the main liners are high density polyethylene, which is definitely a plastic. So
Correct.
that is correct. I don't recall saying that it wasn't plastic.
Okay.
I'll have the recording for the next meeting. I couldn't bring it up this time.
Kevin, thank you for your comments about making this more accessible to the public. Do you, aside from sending out an email notification of the meetings, are there other forums you would recommend we use?
Well, Benton County has a notification. I'm calling it, it's like their Benton County newsletter. If they're having a ribbon cutting or when there was just a retirement, they send you out a notice. Why can't they just send that same notice, send out another one? It's easy enough for them to do. Just put it together, send it out. Everyone that's on that listserv would get the information. They also have everyone that was at Benton County Talks Trash. They have all kinds of email contacts. Exactly. I mean, I could check with a few individuals, see what would be the best 2 or 3 different routes. But like this is like having, I don't want to say wrong, but this meeting is, it's unknown to the community. And
Yeah.
that's why you're volunteering, and I thank you. for
Yeah.
asking.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we are just starting back up after a break.
Right.
And we did actually just settle on a regular meeting time every month, right?
Right. So.
And I'm not knocking the committee in any way. I think that it is Benton County government and staff that failed. So they're the ones I'm really directing it at.
Hey, Kevin, so I'm gonna cut you off here, right?
Sure.
But the thing that I think is important to say is that Rachel has already brought up an agenda item where we're going to basically do a review of how exactly Benton County publicizes our meetings. And I certainly agree with Kevin's point. I mean, look who's here. Nobody is here but Kevin, and Kevin happened to email me this morning asking, what about the meeting? And so, you know, we've already identified essentially the fact that these meetings are not being presented. You know, Kevin was unaware that we have actually decided on the second Tuesday of every month as, and of course, everyone is unaware of that except for us. We're the only people who know. There hasn't been any sort of announcement that I'm aware of.
To be fair, and this is because I'm old, we hardly ever get people to come to this meeting unless there's a serious topic. I mean, we're reviewing things and it's not that exciting. So I don't know that that's necessarily a sign, but I think more, we used to have the GT, nobody read it, but it was there. At least you could say you put something out. We don't have that anymore. So it is a lot harder to get notices out if you don't have an email list or distribution. And there is, I think the county has to keep working at that. It isn't just you, Bailey, it's just how we get to people these days.
Chuck and then Rachel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, did I just cut you off there, Jeff?
No worries, I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, I was just saying, Benton County has a public information officer, because I get emails from him all the time announcing stuff, so I think it'd be wise if we could talk to the public information officer, how we could better coordinate it. And I think that would resolve it, because they have distributions, I can't get rid of it now. So, I think that's the best way to funnel it through.
I was just gonna say, I don't think we should resign ourselves to low attendance just because it's been that way in the
No, I
past.
know, it's not a good way to go, but.
And I think it might be worth like maybe thinking out of the box a little bit, like we could, I mean, the Gazette Times does stories all the time about the landfill, and we could certainly inform them that we've, you know, reconvened and are holding meetings at a certain time, and perhaps that would make it into a news story. There's probably other distribution channels. We could post something to Corvallis Reddit, or like, you know, I mean, there are a million different ways we could do this, and I don't think we should, I don't think there's anything that would prevent us individually as committee members from letting people know that we're holding meetings, right?
Yes, but, you know, we want to have something that outlives us.
Sure,
Right.
yeah,
You know,
I
but-
just mean in terms of kind of like getting momentum going
Right.
from zero.
So I have to point out that in terms of the public information officers, I asked Bailey, you know, to do that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so it's all in the email thread. I wanted to include everyone from the committee in that, like, you know, where I said, you know, we have now decided on a date, you should really publicize that date, you know. So Bailey, what happened with that? Did you talk with the public information officer?
Our public information officers on deployment, he's in the National Guard. No, it's anyway, it's some branch of the military, so.
And this is Corey Grogan we're talking about?
Right,
Yeah,
and
okay.
he's gonna be gone for an extended period, I think 10 months or something, and so. Yeah, I think in that transition, you know, it didn't go out to the full county, you know, as some of the other announcements that he since has. They are posted on the website.
Well, that's another issue, I think, right? Because I just saw the email exchange that you had today about the fact that there are 3 different DSAC event pages, I think.
I think we've got that worked out.
Okay, you don't have it worked out if people have bookmarked any of those old pages, I think, which is the problem. So there's I mean, that is indeed the issue. I think that when we, at our next meeting, when we take up Rachel's, basically to do an assessment about how people find out about DSAC and then how they're kept informed. I think that a number of things are going to come out. Showing that there are a lot of obstacles. And I just have to push back on you, Bailey, because, I said, let's have the county put out a bulletin. Now, the county is still putting out bulletins. So the fact that Corey Grogan is gone hasn't stopped that. There's still some procedure that's being used. But mostly you just didn't respond to that. And even when I brought it up on repeated occasions, you didn't respond. You're just kind of shrugging your shoulders. That's just kind of the way it goes.
Well, Ken, I can't change the past, I'm sorry.
Well, the thing that is I'm not sure you really want to bring up the past because a lot of the people around this table are unaware, but the past has been indeed, kind of a systemic lack of information about DSAC, a lack of encouragement for the public to participate, canceling meetings, changing schedules of meetings, dictating agendas on meetings, limiting public comment at meetings, et cetera.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there's quite a few on different schedules, if I understand that.
Yeah.
So we, give credit to them. Sometimes I feel it's like herding cats, but each one, people's got to work and so forth and schedules like that. So he was trying to resolve that. You were trying to resolve it through a Google procedure. So I thought it was resolved now.
Well, it is resolved now. And so thank you, Chuck.
Well, then we should advertise what's been resolved. Yeah, okay.
Yes, I think we're all agreed on that.
Okay.
And I do want to thank you because I was starting to go off on a little rant and I should
So,
that.
what I heard, the thing I was hearing was having no idea there was a meeting going on. I mean, I have the website open here in front of me and it says September 11th DSAC, September 19th DSAC. So
which webpage are you on?
I'm on Benton County Gov Community Development Calendar.
Yes. What's the end part of that URL?
BentonCountyOr.gov.
No, the end part.
Community-development-calendar.
Okay. All I'm saying is that when I was looking this morning, there are 3 different DSAC pages. There was one that had the July meeting on it and no information about a September meeting, et cetera. So there's some confusion going on the website. Yeah, Julie.
I'll just tell you, when I Googled Benton County DSAC, I went right to the page with the date, time, and person. So it was really easy to get.
Okay.
And I didn't find any other pages, so I'm not sure where those are.
So Julie got to the page by Googling it.
Quite easily.
Right. But a lot of people try to get to the page actually using the Benton County website. And right now that is a mess.
I've gone in that way too. So I think we have information at our fingertips.
Yeah.
And we should do the very best we can to get the information out. We can post the date of DSAC meetings on the Coppin Butte site. I don't have any problem with that.
Okay. I guess, yeah, Rachel.
Well, I was just
and
gonna
then
say,
Jen.
for people who know of the existence of DSAC or know that we're back to meeting, that's wonderful. But I think there's also, we want to reach the people the last thing they heard was that that DSAC had been suspended.
Right.
And so for those people, I feel like an announcement from, Benton County on an email list or even a news story would be useful. So I guess Bailey, my question for you would be who's filling in for this fellow who's on deployment, who could kind of push them through?
There's
some. Okay.
Can I also ask just for another question? Could you tell, next meeting in a week, could you tell us what you do now to publicize the meeting so we have a feeling for what's going on? And
Yeah, that's
I'm also gonna have a point of order here. We're an hour and 6 minutes into a meeting and we're on the second item on the agenda.
Yeah.
Sorry, I run meetings all the time and this is not how, we need to move, please.
Very fair. Yeah. So we will take up that subject again when essentially Rachel's item comes up. So we're going to be looking for an inventory, an analysis essentially of what things are being done. And I especially wanted to, Bailey, to have an answer from you as to why the suggestions that were done lodged, kind of through consecutive weeks leading up to this meeting were never acted on. And I also just, again, want to point out, there's nobody here. And that may be the usual way that things ran in the past with DSAC meetings, but there's a lot of interest in the landfill now. And it's very rare for the meetings to be attended by one person from the public.
Actually,
One person.
it wasn't that rare, but we're in a different place
Okay.
right now.
Can I just make a suggestion that
Yes.
we just that we kind of just work on looking forward and not do kind of postmortems on communications, because that's just not, it's
Sure.
just that we're never gonna come to a resolution with that, and I just feel like we're going to, it's, our time is better spent, kind of moving forward.
Okay. Let's move on to the minutes, shall we? Because we can probably take quick action on this, get something done, and then take a 5-minute break. So the item is the minutes. Have people had a chance to review the minutes?
A long time ago.
So is there any discussion? Were there any changes that you wanted to make to the minutes?
The only thing I would say is my name is misspelled, but I think Bailey's on that one.
Okay, so I wasn't here for any of this, but I will make a motion that we accept the minutes as posted.
Second.
Oh, sorry. So, okay, so Jeff has made the motion. Rachel and Chuck have both seconded.
She's first.
All right.
Yeah, so
So, and no more discussion about it? Are we ready to vote? All in favor of accepting?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay,
Motion carries.
minutes are accepted. Thank you very much. Let's take a 5-minute break.
I was wondering, I recognize the names.
All right, if we can reconvene. So let's go to the next item on the agenda.
Actually,
Yeah.
I have a point of order.
Yeah.
Can we, I think it's good just meeting hygiene to adjourn when we plan to adjourn. So can we revisit this agenda and just come up with a feasible plan
We can-
for the rest of, I guess, the 40 minutes that we have
Yeah.
tonight? Because I don't think we're gonna be able to get through all of this.
Okay, very good. So thank you for that. My meeting etiquette could use a lot of improvement. I'm aware of that. So the next item on the agenda is the 2021 Community Concerns Annual Report. And so that's going to take us through the end of our time. So we'll have a brief moment at the end to I'll try to reserve some time at the end so we can bring up new agenda items.
Okay.
But as you know, the 2021 Community Concerns Annual Report is overdue by a couple of years now. And so it's a prime item which this committee is supposed to do. And we really need to make some decisions about it at this point. Yeah, Chuck.
usually something this complex, I was just thinking, usually it should go to a committee first to have a draft, then prove a draft and then move it on quicker.
But we have a draft.
You do have a draft, that's.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
so that is the format then, because there seems to be different formats going around. So I just want to make sure this is the draft that the committee can review and give approval on. Or
yes, it is.
Another point of order.
Yes, please.
For clarification, why do we have to approve this report? It's very old and it predates almost all of us. What's the necessity of kind of pushing it through?
Well, the necessity is that there is no time limit on it. So we owe it to the state. So it is indeed, we are charged by state law to develop and deliver this report.
Okay,
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
So there's a community concerns annual report every year that we're supposed to,
That is correct.
and this is the last one that has been drafted. So we don't have one for 2022 or 2023.
That is correct.
We have them drafted.
We have them drafted. Okay. Okay, so we're basically playing catch up. We review this one, approve it, and then we go on to the other two.
Right.
Okay.
So just for the record, who authors these annual reports?
So typically, they are drafted, the first draft is done by staff. And then we look at them, comment, get them to where we can approve it. It's then approved, and then it goes to Oregon DEQ.
Okay.
For the 2021 Community Concerns Annual Report, Daniel Reddick, who is Bailey's predecessor, did not want to draft it. And so he turned that over to me as committee chair to draft. And so I did that, prepared the draft at the end of last year. And now we have that draft to look at. So Bailey and I have talked about it. So there is one change that needs to be made for the draft, which was included in your packet. And that is, I think through Bailey's oversight, the first page of it has actually left off. So you'll find out that the draft starts with like item 1A-12. There's items 1A-1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever in a page, which is missing from what was put into the packet. We have that page, obviously, and actually, I think in an earlier version that I sent to the committee, you can find that page. So, yeah, Rachel.
I will just freely admit that I kind of got lost in the sea of emails that were sent between this last meeting and this one. And I have not had a chance to read the draft of the report, and kind of moved for us to defer approval until we've gotten a chance to read it. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like I didn't actually.
It was a sea of emails, and I was also a bit confused about what was done and also why, but maybe that's not worth rehashing. Apparently there might be some issues, but yeah, it's a email hygiene. It's like a blur.
Yeah.
So it's hard to react
Yeah.
in the short time scale.
Sure.
So I'd move to defer discussion of the annual report till the next meeting at least.
I agree.
Okay.
But I would, usually I look for a livery of Benton County on something to say, this is what we want to approve. So I guess what I'm saying is, before the next meeting, it would be nice to have the report drafted to say this is the official ones to approve so we can send, instead of additions or back and forth. So I think that would expedite stuff if we could have the composite together and say, this is the one, read it, and then we'll approve it. That works the best.
Well, the draft that we have is indeed that,
Okay.
which we are, which we can approve.
Can Bailey send it to each one of us and say this is, because there was some stuff on not responding back and forth. So if Bailey could take that one and say, here's the official one for voting on, I think we could expedite it a little faster. That way we could read it and then discuss it quicker and then approve it.
Well, my understanding is that it's in the meeting packet.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be easier if it were just a separate document instead
Yeah.
of part of a large PDF?
Mhm. Yeah, because that way we can vote on that.
Mhm.
I did take Ken's, the community report that Ken provided, and I reformatted it to be in Benton County letterhead and such as you suggested. And I removed, I think there were 11 duplicate complaints within the 100 or whatever complaints. So I've taken those out. I asked Ken if we could go with that version, and Ken didn't want to do that. You wanted to use the version that you provided already. So,
Well, it's a protocol issue. I mean, you do not really have the standing to edit documents that, of the committees.
I would think so, because the situation happening, in other words, a protocol is to give it to the committee in a form that we can enter a motion on and adopt it.
It is in that form, Chuck. It is in that form.
I didn't see
in the
it on the
packet.
letterhead.
No, I guess I really like to step in here because there's an us and a them here that we don't need to have.
Yeah.
And this is really driving our discussions and dragging this meeting out. When we looked at DSAC in the past, the member at that time, Gordon Brown, was like a member of the committee. He did things with us and for us, and Bailey appears to be doing the same. We have to work together. And this, I mean, now we're 10 minutes later. I don't know how we get past this.
Yeah,
Okay,
Point of order.
I think that's really good. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, as I read, kind of our scope and what we're tasked with is, especially when we refer to the annual report, the intent is that staff, and I'm intimately familiar with this just based on my job, doing what I do, is staff will prepare the report based on that, send it to the committee for review, just to make sure everything's captured. And in the case of an annual report like this, is you're really looking at an executive summary on 1 or 2 pages that talks about categories of the types of comments that we've heard. And I think it's great that we're including, and maybe like too much information on the tables in the back, but including all the specific comments that we've got. When we do, I'll just use an example, when we do staff reports, even on pretty contentious projects, we take all the public comment in, those get attached to our staff report, which has an executive summary that kind of highlights here. So we group the different concerns or public comments we received, but they're also attached if somebody wants to kind of dive down that rabbit hole, or maybe they see something that is of interest, so they can kind of flip through that section, look at that particular exhibit. And it makes it pretty clean, so you're not losing any of the public comment that was provided to this committee. And I guess I see the startings of that here. And I think to Chuck's comment is we're really just missing it, having this in the standard format from Benton County, so that when we approve it and it goes to DEQ, that they say, oh, yep, it's from Benton County. It sounds like that may have been done already.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. So are there other comments? I mean, that makes what I'm hearing is making a lot of sense. I'll just, I want to say
Maybe
that.
one is just a practical question. On face value, if you found redundancy, is it a clerical error or is it a public person registering the same comment twice? That might be important if you're trying to have total responses versus eliminating a clerical error, like a cut and paste error. So that when we look at it, we recognize, oh, it's not an error. This is the same, or one person or 2 people expressing the same comment. That's why it appears twice, which is different. Bean counting, right? That's a separate entry versus a clerical error. So like removing the duplicates, is that a clerical error or is it a citizen asking the same thing twice over a
They
period
were
of time?
clerical errors. The entries
Okay,
were identified.
so I can just say on the face value, taking care of clerical errors is always a good thing before you go into review, because then it's going to send you through the wash cycle. So I view it as a benefit if the clerical errors are removed. And then if there's still repetition, well, then that means something different. It means total numbers of comments and similarity, and you can start to see veins of concerns. So I appreciate that. I don't think we want us acting as clerical copy editors, but rather looking at the polished product And knowing that any clerical errors have been removed, so that we're not going, well, is this a clerical error, or is it meant to be, that just causes time and confusion.
In this particular case, Bailey sent me back the document and said, I've made these changes. And I said, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to happen. I think what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to note that you would like for us to make those changes rather than those happening behind the scenes. If we were correcting grammar or something, that would be one thing, but actually removing entries is indeed,
So you want a
potentially.
marked up copy where you're recommending removal of redundant, and you want the ability to say, sure, that's good.
What I asked
that
for
the
was
deal?
a marked up copy,
Okay.
so that I could see what the changes were. But that's not what I received, so that's what I asked
I don't
for.
recall you asking that, but it would be easy to provide.
I wonder if going forward, for those who want that detail, because sometimes if you look at a marked up copy, you're just like, God, it's nothing but markup. So you might have the two. One is the clean copy and the marked up. And depending on the person, they can either do the deep dive, like you might have more, aptitude and interest. Another person might be operating at, oh, here's a clean copy. I'm just going to look at it with fresh eyes. That's one option.
Questions. I'm looking at the agenda and where we are. The meeting on the 19th is adding to this agenda. I can't remember what was printed. I thought I printed.
There's a separate agenda
Yeah,
that's
I
been
know.
drafted, but we've only made it through.
I know,
Half the-
I'm looking at this thinking,
Yeah,
I guess I'm looking at the 29 minutes we have left before 8 o'clock. I'm thinking I think it would be helpful for us to see the two documents again, the annual report and the community calendar one. And as I recall, in the annual report, you used to make a presentation summarizing what you had in there.
Yes, and we did last time.
Okay, and I wasn't.
You were out of
I was
country.
a field.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we did that last time.
Okay, and I'm sorry I missed that, so, okay. So I guess, given where we are, I don't think we're gonna get either of those done tonight, and I think maybe the methane discussion might be a way to finish out the
It
meeting.
certainly seems timely,
Yes,
given the senator's
yes.
interest. That we could deal with a current topic versus really old business, which I'm saying is important, but we are.
Is that acceptable to the chair?
Very acceptable.
Bailey, is that Bailey, do you need to have us done with those tonight, or can we look at them and finalize them on the 19th?
yeah, that'd be fine. And
Wonderful. Okay.
it's basically done.
Right, that's what I'm
It'll just
thinking.
take me a moment to get that sent out.
Okay,
So thank you very much for your input on this particular, so some of the takeaways that I've got are, one, this is an important document, and so it will come to you in its own email. It will not be in any packet. So it will be on letterhead and everything, so it will be ready to be discussed and approved. So you already have versions of the document so that
the other emails.
you know basically what's done, the format that it's in. So the format that it is in is the format which was used for prior Community Concerns Annual Report. So in prior reports, if somebody submitted a written comment or they called in or whatever they did, that was itemized, and that's the way the report was sent in. The unusual thing about the 2021, Community Concerns Annual Report is that there were a large number of community concerns expressed because of the application to expand the landfill at that time. So, and the sort of resurgence in public interest about the landfill. So, so we will have the document. You will have as much chance as we can, as Bailey and I can arrange for you to review it ahead of time, so that you'll be able to look at for your comments. And then we can have a discussion and approve it at our next meeting. Does that sound okay to everyone?
Sounds great.
Yeah, very much appreciate your input about that. So So then the other item is to bring up the other item on the agenda, which is indeed talking about the Merkley-Wyden Hoyle announcement and the methane situation. And I think that it's a really good idea that is something that we can talk about in 20 minutes or so, so that we do finish on time. And I appreciate all the discipline that's being shown about, I apologize for kind of how these meetings wander a little bit or a lot. But I appreciate your calling me on the etiquette and for us to finish 8 o'clock and not go beyond. So we could move on. So the agenda included the links to the announcement and also I think a link to some of the press that's been done. Were there initial comments that people had or? And again, I think some idea moving forward about what actions we might want to take once we have the information on the table.
I guess I've read the articles and obviously the announcement. My wish would be to have the public talk a little bit about what it is they're doing and how they're going to address what appears to be an issue.
We have not received any feedback from EPA themselves, so the press release is as much as we know, as much as you do.
Okay, but I guess my question was you've already seen the aerial methane traps and all that stuff that's gone on. Is Republic doing anything to further develop more information on what's really happening on a regular basis? Because that was, I assume, one sweep over the site that was done, but I don't know. There's a map that showed up in whatever article there was.
Yeah, I'm not sure which map you're referring to. I mean, they did a surface emission monitoring in 2022 and 2024.
Who is they?
EPA, sorry.
Okay. So surface map, they did it through remote sensing or direct?
No, it's literally a person walking around with a probe, that thing that they walk around on.
Sure. So they did
you're
like a direct measurement that's on site.
Yeah, you're measuring concentrations across the site. And yeah, you're expecting to find things.
So if I can butt in here, Jeff, I think you're referring to the direct measurements done by Carbon Mapper last year, which show the methane plumes.
Right. So
which is different than.
So I will jump in here.
Yeah.
They weren't direct measurements. It's called remote sensing. If that was a flyover and they used a sensing device from. Okay. Those aren't direct measurements. And so just we'll make sure we have that clarification.
Sure. No, that's good.
But I guess my questioning was, the UAVs have gotten really good and you can put a lot of things on the platform. Has Republic considered doing some more surveying to see what's really happening there?
We're definitely, I mean, big picture, I mean, we've got landfills all over the country. We're definitely working with different vendors on the technology. The challenge is there's multiple vendors and multiple measuring methods and not a lot of agreement between what's most accurate yet. As far as I mean, you can show colors on a map, but what does that really mean compared to measurements on the ground type of thing? And so it's still working through some of that portion of it. But I think, I mean, the next few years, you'll definitely see changes coming.
I guess, my thinking was, I've always looked at Coffin Butte as fairly progressive. I mean, you put methane wells in before anybody else did. You did a lot of things to mitigate the methane risk or releases. And I would expect you to be, not better is not the right word, but I would have expected to see a lot fewer emissions than those maps and measurements have shown. And I wondered what Coffin.
Well, I mean, one of the I don't recall which one it was. One of the Carbon Mapper maps was during a gas construction project. And you can see where the drill rig was. I mean, there's kind of a circle looking spot on it and it's where they're literally drilling down into.
I had people doing stuff when you were drilling one time, so.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the expansion, we're just wrapping up this week at an expansion that started in July, started in July, where we added a bunch of additional wells.
So I'm just still catching up a little bit. So
Yeah.
in 2022, right, like the EPA found, like I think more than like a couple dozen sites where the methane concentration is really high.
Yeah, and that's part of that's how you're regulated, is there's a method where that surface monitoring, and you have to go out and you look for spots where you find methane over the 500 parts per million.
Right.
That's not an exceedance, it starts a corrective action where you have to make some kind of repair, whether that's adding additional soil, or if it's a torn tarp that's on there, you repair it, or if it's maybe around a well where it's settled, you might add some bentonite or something around it. So you have different corrective timelines within 10 days and 30 days and then 120 days.
Okay. So all those spots have been repaired or remediated now? And then you're waiting to hear the results of the new EPA?
No, so we do this quarterly ourselves. We have a third-party contractor that comes out and does it quarterly. This was just unannounced that EPA is doing inspections like this across the country. It's part of their guidance to try to reduce landfill emissions. So they come in and they go to our sites, one's in Eastern Washington. I go to a different area and they do them all over the country.
Okay, so you're doing direct measurements yourself all the time.
Yeah, once a quarter.
So how did they find so many then, if you guys are doing?
Well, I mean, in between,
assessment?
the landfill is very dynamic, so it's always settling. The tarps our soil is fairly rocky, so when the wind blows, you get tears in them. You could come to the same spot 2 different days in a row, and depending on the barometric pressure, you'll have different emissions. So you can actually, you could do it 3 days in a row and come with different things.
Yeah, so, but you had your consultant who does the surface emissions monitoring, do the surface emissions monitoring about 9 days before the EPA was there? They were there before.
I don't recall. I'd have to go back and look. I know the most recent one in 2024, no, they hadn't done it for the
No,
quarter.
I'm talking about in 2022.
I don't recall. Ken, I'd have to go back and look.
Okay, well, it seems to me, I've been looking at the service emissions monitoring reports, and so someone walked, your typical person walked the landfill and they do a pretty exhaustive, according to the trail, and they found 6 exceedances. And then 9 days later, the EPA showed up and they found 61. So I think that was part of the reason, that. So Bailey, actually, could you go to slide number 5? I think it is of my in there. So I've been looking, like I said, I've been looking at these surface emissions monitoring reports, and one thing that would be, I think, handy is if they were a little bit more. So this one right here. So this is just taking the data, which is in the surface emissions monitoring report, and graphing it out. So you can see here, I can't get away from the microphone. So this is the EPA monitoring, and you can see in white is the area in which he actually walked with his methane detector. So you can see he didn't walk over very much of the landfill at all. And then you can see also the relative measurements of the methane that he detected. So, and if there's a little spiral on top of it, that means that the instrument flamed out. So it stopped measuring methane at that point.
So are these the measurements that were taken, or the measurements that were beyond the action limits?
This is plotting those which are actionable findings.
Okay.
So the instrument,
500 is this tiny thing,
Right.
and everything is.
Oh, right.
beyond
So I
that.
mean, are we just seeing the ones where they're actionable limits, or we're not seeing all the measurements?
Correct. It's just the ones above the actionable limit.
Okay, so these are ones above the actionable limits. Okay.
Right. And so if we go to the next slide. This is the data which Republic gathered through their person, and that's in September. So that is now, a couple months later, 3 months later, something like that. So there are 101 actionable items.
So one thing to note is Oregon rules changed in September of 2022. The grid spacing changed, the reporting limits went lower. So Oregon basically copied California regulations and those wouldn't. So this one is going to be, yeah, it's going to be higher because they went to a tighter grid spacing instead of basically walking 100 feet apart. They're walking 25 feet apart.
Right, so the grid
change
just got more
And the
advanced,
limits went down. What they,
but it's still 101 exceedances.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of the method is to find the spots. I mean, so you can remediate them.
Right,
So, I mean,
I
that's,
do understand that.
What's the correlation between these units and like the lower explosive limit?
I don't have, off the top of my head, I don't.
So, I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
The LEL is
yeah,
much higher.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the lower explosive limit's a lot higher, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
So this is these are the data points that were outside the limits, but how many data points total were taken on this survey?
Thousands. I
And
mean, it's a continuous reading along that path, so.
So we're
You're
talking this, so
hundreds of
thousands,
thousands of
this could be like 1% of the samples taken.
Yes, yeah, because they're continuously measuring.
Okay.
So it's all along this path that goes back and forth and back and forth.
and then
so-
you're recording the spikes.
Yeah,
I assume.
basically.
Okay, it's gonna be.
So put context, you're 101 out of, you don't mean this should be 1%, 0.5%, a 1/10%.
Yeah, I don't have even a clue.
Yeah, that'd be nice to
Because it
know, because
takes the-
this is just a pretty picture if you don't know that.
So what triggers a response? Is it just any response or a fraction of total measurements or what?
No, any response over those
I see.
specific.
So your operator going along and marking spots to.
Yeah, they'll put flagging or like the little irrigation tag things or, and they also, I mean, the reason you can have all these points is because it's all GPS, so
Yeah. You can come back
they're
and find it.
marking them and.
So the LAL, I assume, is it for people working on the landfill?
No, LEL is for any explosive gas that, say we're in a room and there's nothing that comes into this room. If there's a trace amount, your likeliness for combustion is extremely low until you hit your lower explosive limit.
Okay.
And then there's a upper explosive limit, and a higher explosive limit that, once you get that concentrated, it's like that, whatever it is.
Yeah,
whether
spark
it's-
is it.
Yeah, methane or natural gas or nitrogen, any explosive gas that you can see that.
So does the EPA rule a limit for the risk of explosion or an EPA rule a risk for health?
Neither.
This limit is an emission.
It is risk.
It's not really tied to explosive. Just because the scales are so.
So these charts we're looking at, do we have any of them where we have context of data points that were outside limits versus the total data points? I mean, it's
There's
not
really a way
worth
to
looking at
have
this.
total data points because it is continuous along that path, so I mean.
Well, your detector has a sampling rate.
I know, and I don't know, do you happen to know?
And you
what
talked
they
about grid
typically are?
size, which means you're
Yeah.
only collecting or keeping every 20 feet versus a continuous monitor. So it's not recording everything.
No, it isn't. Sorry if that's not what I meant by grid. We just call it a grid because you're walking this back and forth path. It is measuring continuously. I don't know, it's every, 2-3 seconds is
Yeah,
the
it's
response time?
every 2-3 seconds, and then there's, to say for this site specifically, I'm not sure what the time is, but there's a walking speed, general walking speed that you have to have so that, a site can't just have somebody.
Can I
running
ask you to
through it.
lean into the microphone here?
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, so to talk about, it's continuously monitoring every 2 to 3 seconds, and you have to walk at a within a range of speed, you can't just, run through it. So I guess we could see how long the duration it takes to do a full SEM monitoring event. And then that calculate how many total readings were taken. If it's reading every 2 to 3 seconds, to get like, okay, we had 101 hits, it took us 6 hours to do this, and there was 2 to 3 a reading every 2 to 3 seconds, so, or percentage.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get at, because, you can,
Yeah,
then you don't have context, okay, and if you talk about methane, you want to know then your mass transfer here, and then there's no context here, that you just took some concentrations.
Yeah.
Based on the
strictly
detector.
concentration, it's not.
yeah, I guess EPA guidance doesn't really, it doesn't really look at like how many readings did you take, it's just as you're walking along our
Sure.
pathway. When
Okay,
you get a hit.
you found the actionable limit and you need to remediate it.
Exactly.
Okay.
But from the perspective, so the two different purposes, because I can see that, because you're gonna fix the leaks or blemishes in your, but from how the public would see this, you tell me 100 readings, I think that's terrible. I don't know that there's 6,000 readings.
Right, so.
Perspective is important here, and getting more information on sampling.
Right, so if I look at that land area, we talking an acre, 2 acres, 20?
Oh, that they monitor?
Of the area that was,
It's-
say, of the area that was walked, sure.
Yeah,
It's gotta be over 100.
Okay,
it's at least 75 to 100. I don't know without.
and so the sampling went over 1 day or several days?
It takes them 1 to 2 days.
Okay,
And I mean, by the time, it's actually more than that. I'd have to go back and ask them. It depends on if they send 2 technicians or 1. So.
Well, we can see on that chart there, it says the survey was September 12th through 22nd. So I don't know if there were gaps in there or whatever, but.
It's because, they do it over multiple days, because they'll do their walking path, and then they go and monitor everywhere that like a pipe sticks out of the ground on a separate set of days. And so,
I see.
and the contractors are working for other sites. And so if they were monitoring at a site in Eastern Oregon and they had to do some remediation, well, then the contractor has to come back for the 10-day remonitoring. And so they have to leave here to go do that. So that they're balancing out working across multiple landfills.
so basically, but this data collected, they're following an EPA protocol.
Correct.
Similar instrumentation, similar detection limits, it's kind of the same setup.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
calibration, everything is,
Yeah. there's all-
Is the sensor right on the membrane, or is it up in the air?
6 to 10 inches.
Okay.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
2 to 5 inches.
So really,
Are there areas of the landfill that you don't do this kind of monitoring?
They don't do like in the active area where it's, obviously heavy equipment and things. And then on a lot of the outside slopes that are closed, if they deem that it's too dangerous, they won't do it. They're steep enough, you'll fall down and hurt yourself. So.
so that's marked as the unsurveyed areas.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was shifted around, if those are just generally the unsurveyed areas.
Yeah, it's generally the steep areas and the active area, wherever that is at the time, and that moves around.
Does this make sense in terms of like cell age? You need something that's been anaerobically decaying for quite some time to build up versus the new stuff isn't really in maybe the methanogenic phase. Does it kind of make sense to you, or is this highly temporally and spatially variable and that's the way garbage is?
It's a little of both. You definitely don't see anaerobic activity for the first 6 months to maybe up to a year. But then it does it also fluctuates because, say, operations was on this portion of the landfill and they just moved over to here and you're monitoring here. Well, now you have a whole bunch of fresh waste on top of old waste. So that may reduce emissions. So it does fluctuate quite a bit.
I hate to interrupt, but we are watching our time here. And so we have 7 more minutes, I think. But before we conclude on that, Do we have more questions that we want to ask about? I mean, we seem to be in a fruitful, in other words, do we want this agenda item to reappear on next week's agenda? Yeah.
I like Brent's suggestion of having Republic come back with just so we can see what some context, so we understand 101 versus what's your percentage that way. I mean, that makes a big difference.
Well, I'm not being, I haven't read the spec. EPA should have a spec for this and why they do it, what their end goal is. And they're obviously, we want to, minimize methane emissions, but curiosity gets me if this gets wrapped into a model for, calculating the mass of methane emitted, or if this is just, we don't know how to do that, so we'll just do this. We have to put it in some kind of actionable procedure to do this. So that's my reaction to this is, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. They're being good neighbor stewards and following EPA protocol because they're business people. They don't like getting in trouble with your regulators.
Nobody wants the EPA knocking at your door, right? Is there a way for you, because you've presented a lot more information than we've seen and lots of stuff that would put context around what we're seeing. And these minutes are public. So is there a way for you to come back next meeting with sort of a summary of what you do and how it fits in? And I know you're sensitive to that because it gets grabbed, but it'd be helpful.
Like a summary of what surface monitoring is?
Well, what you're doing, yeah, because we have the article with the flyover, right? And we hear the reports from the EPA, the EPA is investigating. But in the absence of any other information, people are going to fill in the blanks.
So, would you want like the EPA's guidance or
I think-
EQ's guidance of
What
this
you,
is how you conduct a SEM monitoring?
and maybe, here are our last 4 quarterly reports, and here's what we found, here's what we did, because you're doing things. This isn't just like monitoring to put it in a file somewhere. You're using it.
This also has to be tied to the text of the regulation. They're having to do this for a reason.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a test method spec,
Hmm.
and then they're going to tie this into, we're doing this because there's a rule of this says to do this. And so that, unless it was in the document, which I'll ask for forgiveness if it was in there, I didn't see it, but if it's not in there, I'm curious to know, but usually my eyes glaze over when I start reading regulation.
Yeah, well, but this isn't.
The county should have because they're part of our semi-annual and monthly reports, so their documents, Bailey should.
We've been unable to get those from the county, so we're really, as Ginger and you and I have discussed, we're really looking for Republic to supply those.
I've posted some of the documents that Ian's given me, the AER, I forget what it was called.
AEMR, Annual Environmental Monitoring Report.
Yeah.
AMR, and that's a report you sent to the EPA.
No, that's our state annual ground, it's largely groundwater.
Right, which is what we
Okay,
used to
got it.
get in the report.
Yeah, the
In the
executive
report.
summary is in the
And the
annual
tables.
report, and
And
there's
some of
tables
the
from it.
wells and the tables, which were helpful.
I mean, it's great to have context for data. It makes sense and how you get data and all that stuff, but if you've hit a trigger, what can you do? Would it be more of the same approaches you've done in the past, like drilling more wells? Because frankly, I expect a landfill to leak methane. This is not a surprise. I guess I'm unaware of the actual levels, but it's in kind of a quasi-open system. So
Yeah, I mean, that's.
you go back to the same toolbox if there's an action.
Yeah, I mean, it is largely the same tools. It's soil, it's different cover measures, and it's adding gas wells if you need to in areas.
So the only other option for the methane to get rid of it though is flaming it off now because the burners are kind of at their capacity, aren't they?
No,
Or not.
the power
PNGC.
plant, the PNGC is at their capacity. The flares are for that excess.
Yeah.
Yes, because it is a dynamic system, and so you'll never have it perfectly balanced where there's exactly the amount of engines to burn the exact amount of gas. So you have to have something for when there is excess, and then also for when they do maintenance on the engines. I mean, they shut them down for spark plugs and oil changes and.
So I had a question which I wanted to ask earlier, but forgot, which is, we know that you have the enclosed flare operational. Are the other flares decommissioned?
Yeah, they were decommissioned the day that they turned it on. Basically, they disconnected all the electrical and the controls, so they couldn't turn back on. Monday, we have a contractor with a crane that'll physically remove that part, so you won't be able to see it.
Okay, thanks. So it's 8 o'clock or pretty close. So let's move on to the agenda items for next meeting. Does anyone have any new agenda items they'd like to bring up? So I have a couple. And so one is, does the committee want to offer its services to NRAC? So NRAC is been tasked essentially with looking at the expansion proposal when it comes forward. And so the idea is just, do we want to offer our services if they make sense to NRAC? If they were available for a joint meeting, or we could send ambassadors there, or, and he said, do we want to have a discussion about that? Is essentially the agenda item.
Has anybody initiated it? I was just curious, are we initiating it, or are they initiating it, or?
We would be initiating it. We would be offering our services.
It sounds like a good thing to discuss next meeting.
Yeah,
It sounds good?
Yeah.
and maybe invite somebody from there,
sorry?
and invite somebody from NRAC to be here.
Okay, I can look into that. The second thing I wanted to ask is, should DSAC look into establishing a hotline phone number? Right now we're in the situation, and the community concerns annual report kind of shows it, where we're receiving all of these comments from all of these people. And, in talking with my neighbors, they are fed up with calling the county, or, trying to figure out who to call and whatnot. It seems like, to better fulfill our mission, we could look into setting up basically a hotline where people can call in with their issue. There would also be an email address, I think, established for people who prefer to write or have something long to say.
It seems like that could get, a discussion of that could get wrapped into a discussion of community outreach and Bailey's presentation about how we approach the public.
Do you want to roll it into?
Sure.
that?
I figure, it's partly going to be Bailey talking about what's been done so far, and also us discussing what we want to do.
Okay.
And like anything, it would need a long-term plan to maintain. Otherwise, if people don't feel like it's being heard or used or captured, you don't want that either. So that's a long-term, like, who's responsible for maintaining it in perpetuity.
Right. And I think that would be something that the committee would take on, essentially making sure that it is continuing to function and be useful.
Is there any precedence for something like that, either in the county or city? Is anybody aware of such a thing?
Well, Republic has they now have a odor report line, but that's just been started up a couple of months ago. The county has at various times, advertised a phone number to call, and then de-advertised it.
I'm curious if those would be in any way like coupled or be consistent or synergistic, since it's one type of complaint, whereas your hotline could be anything, and that could be one element of it. But it sounds like there's already a system in place for one aspect, which is the odor.
Yeah, we've had it on our website since February, I want to say, maybe January, I don't remember.
We used to take complaints. I don't know how you got them before, because when
They would send them directly to
the
the
PRC was.
operations manager that was there at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone else have any ideas for agenda items they would like to see? I mean, clearly
I think let's get through
Continuing
these
on.
first, and
I'm sorry?
let's get through these first and clear the backlog.
Okay, well, we can always bring up ideas, that's always encouraged, because they'll just get moved to the end of the line or whatever. I would appreciate it. So, are there any other points of business?
Can I ask why there's 2 meetings back to back? I can't make the next one, but that misunderstanding, but apparently it's 2 real
Yeah.
meetings.
We missed August, so we're just.
Ah, okay, that's why we're double.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, we used to meet quarterly.
Yeah.
Once we get past this, that would be normal, but then SWAC meant monthly, so it sort of fills both roles.
So does this mean the committee has now, for those of us who have not read it, has 1 week to read that 2021 report and feedback? Okay, so if I'm not here, what's the next best mechanism? If you, like, if anybody's doing like joint reports and you have like a comment sheet, or if there's any comments, how would we communicate if we had any? Since I'm going to be absent.
I think if you can do a markup
Okay,
and send it in.
So Barry,
all right.
will be-
So is this
I mean,
coming in
these
as
are
a Word
liaisons.
document, or is it apparently not a PDF, right? Or is it a PDF where you're going to have like?
It's a PDF at this point.
Okay, so you have a sticky notes, or
Yeah, well,
so you-
Yeah,
it's not as easy to put notes in, okay.
but we are going to be issuing another one, so we'll try to make sure that it's as easy to edit as we can make it.
So that would probably be a Word form, huh, instead of a PDF?
The 2021 version that I'll provided, that I created already, I'll provide that as well as the version that Ken's provided as 2 separate documents. The one that I've created is in Word, so you can just do track changes.
So I don't think that we should provide 2 different documents. I think that you and I just need to crash ours together and submit that. So just to keep things for the committee as simple as possible.
just realizing that you only have 8 days.
It's already done.
Okay, I'm just saying the timeframe is, as Jennifer pointed out, is compressed.
It being 6 or 7 minutes after, I would entertain a motion.
I so move.
Jeff so moved. And Rachel seconded.
Robert's rules.
Thank you very much, everyone.
See you in a week.
Thank you. Yeah, I was gonna put it as-
We own the Robert's rules. Actually, they don't use Robert's rules in Australia, they use